Hi, so I've decided to just shoot a short video today because some of you may not be aware, but the regulations, or rather the guidance for p.a.t testing is changing, and these changes are going to come in at the beginning of November. All p.a.t testing companies, or anyone doing p.a.t testing, is supposed to carry out p.a.t to the guidance set out, something called the IET's Code of Practice for the In-Service Inspection Testing of Electrical Equipment. And there was a big review on health and safety around about this time last year, where the government looked at what businesses were spending a lot of money on and what they were spending, too much unnecessary cash on. And p.a.t testing is one of the things that came up because they said that there was over-compliance in the industry. So they've issued this new book, and it's basically got some changes in which could save you quite a bit of cash each year, and this is why I want to tell you about it. So it makes quite a few changes. First of all, there's an opportunity for a company to test things less regularly. And what I mean by that is, for a long time, a lot of people were being told that they had to get things tested every 12 months. So your computers, your kettles, your toasters, all those kind of things had to be tested and have a new label on them every 12 months. That was actually never the case. There was guidance issued in the Code of Practice, but it was never sort of law or anything else. You had to have everything tested every 12 months. They've moved much more towards a risk-based system. So they're saying you should carry out a risk assessment and then make a decision on how often the thing should be tested. Now that might be every 6 months, say if you've got some tools or something in a workshop, or it could be every maybe even 60 months for some of your computers and things. There was always guidance issued in the Code of Practice in a table called Table 7.1, and that's supposed to be used as a starting point. It's not supposed to be used as gospel. So that's the first thing. First thing you can take away from this is things don't have to be tested every 12 months or 2 years or whatever. It's about you carrying out a risk assessment and deciding what you think's best for your business. For a long time as well, people assumed that you had to get everything tested every 12 months because their insurance company said so. But in May 2012, there was a statement from the, I think it's called the Association of British Insurers, who said that that's never been the case. So if you were getting things tested every 12 months because you believe that your insurance company required it, then, I mean, obviously go and have a chat with the insurance company first before you make a decision. But a statement from the Association of British Insurers actually says it's not the case. Also, if you're not aware, there's two classes of appliances generally that you test, Class 1 and Class 2, and the new guidance in Table 7.1 actually says that some Class 2 appliances do not require a full p.a.t test, so that's the actual inspection and testing. So it's worth bearing that in mind as well when you're looking at your risk-based assessment, is do you actually need to test Class 2 appliances? And I promise you that will have a massive impact on how much you're spending each year. Also, a new big part of the new Code of Practice is they've got a much stronger emphasis on hired equipment. So if you're a company hiring equipment, be that tools or maybe AV equipment, something like that, or hiring any kind of electrical equipment out, there's a much stronger emphasis on the person who's actually hiring the equipment to ensure that it's actually tested. It could also include things like water coolers or maybe vending machines or something. So it's very much on the person who's got it in their building. The onus is more on the person who's got it in their building than it is on the person who's actually hiring it to you. It also talks a lot about second-hand goods as well. So if you're a charity shop, you've got a duty of care to make sure the stuff you're selling on is safe to use, and also if you sell a lot of things on eBay or some kind of other auction site, selling on pre-used electrical goods, it's your responsibility to make sure they're safe and for use when you're selling them. Now, if you've gone through a program of p.a.t testing and also you get your fixed wire testing done as well, you may realise that fixed appliances, so that's appliances which are actually spurred into the main supply, so they don't have a plug on them. So things like hand dryers and other appliances which are spurred straight into the wall, straight into the electrical, have always been a bit of a grey area because they wouldn't usually be picked up in a p.a.t test, but then they wouldn't also usually be picked up in a fixed wire test either. So it's the new Code of Practice makes a lot of sort of recommendations on what should happen with those as well. So the new guidance is going to be published officially in 2012, in November. But in the meantime, if you do need any advice on it, you can call our technical advice helpline, which is on the screen now. Give us a call and we'll be happy to help and talk you through it. Thanks very much.